It was going on, everybody. It's your boy DK Bones here with some news from J.K. Rowling and Emma Watson. I guess Emma Watson didn't see what happened to Pedro Pascal when he messed with J.K. Rowling. Uh, she's trying to backtrack stuff. She came with the heat, and now she's learning how J.K. Rowling cooks on this latest article from Comic Book News. I guess J.K. Rowling took to Twitter, and we're just going to read that post by J.K. Rowling, make some comments. It's from J.K. Rowling talking about Emma Watson and her latest comments, and J.K. Rowling basically puts her on blast of things that Emma says publicly, but behind the scenes wants to talk a different tone. I am seeing quite a bit of comments about this, so I wanted to make a couple of points. I'm not owed entirely agreement from any actor who once played a character I created. The idea is as ludicrous as me checking with a boss I had when I was 21 for what opinions I should hold these days. Emma Watson and her co-stars have every right to embrace gender identity ideology. Such beliefs are legally protected, and I wouldn't want to see any of them threatened with loss of work or violence or death because of them. However, Emma and Dan particularly have both made it clear over the last few years that they think our former professional association gives them a particular right, nay obligation to critique me and my views in public. Years after they finished acting in Potter, they continue to assume the role of de facto spokespeople for the world I created. Yeah, you're part of that world, but she's the one that created it. She has a lot of say so in that world. She's the spokesperson for that world, so that doesn't give them that right. You know, people since they were 10 years old, it's hard to shake a certain protectiveness. Until quite recently, I hadn't managed to throw off the memory of children who needed to be gently coaxed through their dialogue in a big scary film studio. For the past few years, I repeatedly declined invitations from journalists to comment on Emma, specifically, most notably on the witch trials of J.K. Rowling. Ironically, I told the producers that I didn't want her to be hounded as the result of anything I said. So she still was playing that mother role where she didn't want to clamp down on her. The television presenter, they attached clip highlights. Emma's all witch speech and truth. That was a turning point for me, but it had a postscript that hurt far more than the speech itself. Emma asked someone to pass a handwritten note from her to me, which contained the single sentence, "I'm sorry for what you're going through. She has my phone number." This was back when death, rape, and torture threats against me were at their peak, and at the time, my personal security measures had to be tightened considerably, and I was constantly worried for my family's safety. Emma had just publicly poured more petroleum on flames, yet thought a one-line expression of concern from her would reassure me of her fundamental sympathy and kindness. So you're going to go publicly and make those comments, but then you're not going to go publicly and apologize to tone down the rhetoric. We're just going to send a note to her. So you're playing both sides. You're trying to spice up the movement and the people that you're supposedly helping. But meanwhile, this lady's getting death threats, sexual harassment, rape, and all these other threats. But you're going to send her a note? That's bull crap, man. Like other people who never experienced adult life, uncushioned by wealth and fame, Emma has so little experience of real life. She's ignorant of how ignorant she is. Wow. She's ignorant of how ignorant she is. Wow. This paragraph is big. She'll never need a homeless shelter. She's never going to be placed on the mixed sex public hospital ward. I'll be astounded if she's been in a high street changing room since childhood. Her public bathroom is single occupancy and comes with a security man standing guard outside the door. Has she been has she had to strip off a newly mixed sex change room at a council run swimming pool? Is she ever likely to need a state run rape crisis center that refuses to guarantee an all female service? Well, to find herself sharing a prison cell with a male rapist who identified into a woman's prison. No, she's been coddled since she was a kid, and she's never going to experience what people are experiencing. Um, these females being forced to play against males in a female sports league, share bathrooms. It's ridiculous for her to clamp back, act like she's been there, done that when she hasn't. I wasn't a multimillionaire at 14. I lived in poverty, and this is part where she's lived this experience. She's been poor. Emma hasn't. I lived in poverty while writing the book that made Emma famous. I therefore understand from my own life experience what the trashing of women's rights, in which Emma has so enthusiastically participated, means means to women and girls without her privileges. Yeah, she has all these privileges. The greatest irony here is that had Emma not decided in her most recent interview to declare that she loves and treasures me, a change of tack I suspect she adopted because she's noticed the full throttle combination of me is no longer quite as fashionable as it was. I might never have been this honest. Adults can't expect to cozy up to an activist movement and regularly calls for friend's assassination, then assert their right to the former friend's love as though the friend was in fact their mother. Emma is rightly freely to disagree with me and indeed to discuss her feelings about me in public. But I have the same right, and I finally decided to exercise it. So she just went full putting Emma in her place, and I don't think Emma knew what she was getting into when she messed around with Rollins. Rollins is a writer. She took time. She's like, I'm gonna think this through, and she came with the heat, and Emma just got cooked. Got cooked by J.K. Rowling. I'm gonna look at the description of this article, both these articles. Well, J.K. Rowling coming back at Emma, but yeah, you can't play both sides. You're either gonna be a full activist or you're gonna be her friend. You can't act like you're just playing to the tone of what's popular right now. And Emma Watson is garbage in my point of view. Anyways, that's my opinion. Hit the like button, subscribe, and let me know what you guys think. Peace.